Burnley. I'm Vivian.
And I'm Drew. We hope you're doing good in these weird pandemic times.
For some lovers, we have a video for you. Just watch it.
That was adorable.
It was. But I think the crazy part of that is that these were animals that would normally eat each other. They are animals. But in this situation, they helped each other out. Like, they showed compassion. And I think that shows us that compassion is so natural to animals and also to us. It's natural to act compassion about another person. If we see someone help, we often get the instinct to help. And I think we should be more compassionate with our neighbors and friends.
Because if animals could put aside their differences and help each other, then we as people, we totally should.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a story. Alright, so here's a challenge. I'm going to tell you a story, Vivian.
Okay.
And you're going to try to draw it.
Why are you doing it?
While I'm telling it. Yep.
Okay, that is a challenge. That will be a masterpiece.
Okay. Going over here to tell you. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jeff who worked at McDonald's. One cold, rainy Burnley night, Jeff was riding his bike home after a hard day at work. Suddenly, out of nowhere, he accidentally rides over a bunch of rubbish and pops his bike tire on a broken bottle of iron brew. So now he's stranded in the rain in the middle of Burnley with no way to get home. Maybe he's in the bad part. Maybe it's dark. Anyways, many people passing by without even helping. And actually just an hour passed of him just waiting in the rain, not knowing what to do. But eventually, to his surprise, wow, oh my goodness, a KFC employee named Joe saw him sitting in the gutter and he ran to help. KFC, wow, helping McDonald's. Unbelievable. So Joe recognized that Jeff worked at McDonald's, and normally they wouldn't get along at all because, competing brands. But he had compassion for Jeff because he saw that he really needed help. So he didn't care about their differences, and he just helped him because he knew that he would want to be helped in the same way. He fixed his bike with tools from his car, and he promised to give Jeff a lift. What a good KFC employee. And afterwards, they actually went to Burger King together, and they became really good friends. And that concludes the story of the good KFC employee.
Drew, that was a very interesting story.
Thank you. Very inspiring.
Yeah, but I think it shows the right thing. It shows that we should show compassion to each other no matter what our differences are.
Yeah, compassion is just it's all around us. We could literally have compassion on anybody at any time, just in our daily life. So here's a video kind of explaining that.
My friend told me he often went to the same little corner grocery store in his neighborhood. One day, he realized that though it was usually the same woman working there each time, he hardly ever noticed much about her. He felt shocked at himself and thought, for all I really pay attention to her, she might as well be a cash register with arms. So he went into the store, determined to actually pay full attention to her. The first thing he noticed was that she was singing along to something playing on the radio, and that she had a really beautiful voice. When he said that to her, she responded with a wide, radiant smile. As soon as he told me that story, I realized that I, too, often went into the same store and also had hardly noticed that woman, except for maybe a vague sense that perhaps she was a little grim. I made a plan. I'm going to go into the store, say to her, I heard you have a really beautiful voice, and watch her get really happy and give me a beautiful smile. But when I went into the store, actually paying full attention to her, the first thing I noticed was that she was already smiling broadly. Wait, what happened to a little bit grim? I realized again how much of a person we miss when we don't pay attention. People are people, not pieces of furniture. We each have a life, a story, changing moods, joys, sorrows. And if we pay attention to one another, we recognize that, and our lives are enriched by a continuing sense of discovery. That's the opening to true compassion. Sometimes we think of compassion as a gift, which we've either gotten or we haven't. If we haven't, we're out of luck. Or we think of compassion as some kind of emotional reaction that spontaneously erupts out of us. I think of compassion as a natural result that comes from actually paying attention. That means we can continue to cultivate it.
But compassion isn't just something that God asks us to be. It's something that God is. He continuously shows us compassion throughout the Bible.
For example, in Psalms 103, verse 8, it says, "The Lord is compassionate and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in loving kindness." In Isaiah 49, verse 10, it says, "They will neither hunger nor thirst, nor will the desert heat or the sun beat down on them. He who has compassion on them will guide them and lead them beside springs of water."
Yeah, and just think about how many times Jesus was compassionate on crowds.
Or just the people he met.
And to kids, yeah, he was so compassionate just all the time.
And God made us in his image, and he is so compassionate. The Bible speaks a lot about how compassionate God is. And I think so it's natural for us to be compassionate and to be compassionate like for others.
Yeah.
Compassion is all around us. Daily we have so much opportunities to show compassion to each other. It doesn't have to be a big act. It can be a small thing just to help people that suffer or are sad or something like that.
It's literally just caring for each other.
We want to invite you to our live groups on Thursday. It's online on Zoom just to get connected, to talk to each other. It could be about compassion, but it could also be just about God's character.
Yeah, we play games and study the Bible. It's fun. We also have a Connect Club on Mondays from 4 to 5, which is also on Zoom. And you can find all of this information and more if you just follow us at Pais Burnley.
Yeah. Or The Noise. Yeah.
On Instagram.
Right. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We hope you're having a great day.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.